Well, this could come in handy nowadays. I'm here in the Goldfield Mountains. I'm just getting off of Forest Road 1356. I'm gonna follow this road a little ways and head up to the first high point right there. And then the next high point is Dome Mountain. I'm gonna continue from Dome Mountain east. So that's kind of the end of the road there where the trail veers off to Dome Mountain. I've basically been coming straight up the slope here, over to the right a little bit more. I made it to my first summit today, point 3239. I'm gonna take a little break and then get over to Dome Mountain. This is pretty neat here with all these little boulders just laying on top of the solid rock. Alright, I'm on the trail for Dome Mountain now. Shouldn't be too much further to the summit. Yeah, it wasn't too far from the summit at all. Here's the big rock pile up top. This is my second summit of Dome Mountain. The day after I moved all my stuff here from Texas, my brother and I hiked this. We were both kind of beat from unloading the truck and whatnot, but it wasn't too bad. It's trailed the whole way. So I'm gonna get some views up here, take a little break, and then take the trail back down to the saddle east of here, and then head over to at least a few more high points. So the trail will head down into the saddle below here. This is a neat section of the trail here. Just hugging this cliff a little bit. Yeah, the summit's up there behind that point of Dome Mountain. I'm almost back to the saddle. Here's the view from the saddle. I made it down in about 15 minutes. I hope to make it up to the next high point within maybe 20 or so. And then we'll just go from there and see what happens. So I'm on the summit of 3134. Made it up here in about 12 minutes from the saddle, and I just took about a 10-minute break. So there's looking back at Dome Mountain. Okay, there's Dome Mountain. And then I think it was 3134, 3089, and now I'm on 3047. So this is probably going to be the furthest north point now. There's another few elevation points down here. Looking southeast, that should be the next elevation point there. It's 27 something. And there's another peak out here called Top Hat Hill, which may be right there in the middle. I came down through the gap there. So a little thick vegetation for a while, then it's gotten a little bit better. There's a cool cliff right here. Some bigger trees down below it. It looks like a cave maybe down there. There's a little pour off, and I don't have too much further to get down to the saddle here. Well, I made it to the summit of point 2726. My last point was up there, just a little further back, but I could barely see the summit of this one from up there. I'm gonna take a rest up here for a few minutes, and then head over to Top Hat Hill. I came down in a little gap in the cliff, just right up there. And a lot of nice rock here now. And here's a look the other way. I said just make my way down through this rock and then figure out the route up to Top Hat Hill. I've been coming down from that direction. This is a really neat area here with all this rock. Another little high point up there. I didn't go over there though, it's not much. Well, I made it up to Top Hat Hill, but I definitely took the beginner route. I walked all the way around to the east side, and there's just an easy walk up over here. There's the Superstition Mountains. Well, there's the beginner route up Top Hat Hill. I decided to come over to this high point here. Okay, that was the last high point for now anyway. I'm gonna make my way back to the trail. There's Top Hat Hill right there. And then I just have to get back down here. As I look at the wash down here, it's pretty nice. Just a bunch of solid rock, at least for a little while. Well, here's a look back at Top Hat Hill. I'm on the road now. So I tried a route on the west side and on the south side, but just decided to abandon those just to be safe. And then there's obviously a real easy walk up on the northeast side. Cool. Beautiful out here. Glad to have it all to myself right now too. This is really nice. All right, there's Top Hat Hill again. I came up to this other high point here, south of there. The road is down there. So I'll just make my way back down to the road and then take that back. There's one more high point I may do on the way. It's not too far from the road. All right, looking back on the loop. First high point there, Dome Mountain. I have one further in the back. I think it's called Panorama Peak. I didn't go out there, but I came over to these elevation points. Those three, down to that one in the middle, across, and then over to Top Hat Hill, and then to that other high point, which is pretty much in the middle now, in the foreground. Got back to the road and then made my way over to this point. I think it's 2440 something, I can't remember. I have the map in my pocket. I'm just not gonna pull it out right now. All right, so that's the loop. A couple more points to point out up here. This is a coal ridge. It extends all the way basically into the northern edge of Apache Junction. That's just some elevation point right there on the top. My brother and I have both been to the top of that. And then the one down a little bit lower in the middle right now is called Saddle Rock. Saddle Rock is probably a 3rd or 4th class section to get to the top. And that's really not bad. There's just one little move you have to make. I'd say 3rd class. But it's actually pretty scary on the top of that with the cliffs on all sides. At least I felt that way. My dad and son, my brother and I hiked out to there one day and did that. And we also did the other high point. I'm back to the road. So this is road 1356. It'll meet up with road 10, and 10 just goes right to the northern edge of Apache Junction. Well, just leaving the trailhead. That was it for the loop of Dome Mountain to Top Hat Hill and the high points in between and afterwards. It was 11.25 miles and about almost 4,200 feet of elevation gain total. So that was a good little workout. Glad to get a lot of high points in here. And I should be back at it again, hopefully in just a few days.